What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 18 of Life in Races Lane podcast. As you can see, this is our first virtual episode. We're trying something out. Shout out to Riverside. If any of you tech nerds are, interested in how we do how we make our content, we're doing this on Riverside. So first of all, how you been? Like, how's things been? I know summer is a little different at UNOH.
You know what? It's been, a month and a half, roughly? What even?
Something like that.
About a month.
Maybe
about
two.
A month. It's been about a month since we had all the things go on at the end of the spring quarter. It's been okay. There's been a lot of little things going on here that we'll get into. It's weird not having students around. I can tell you that much.
I would imagine the campus is like a lot more dead.
Yeah.
Than
Now
normal.
the tech side, they started back up on Monday for their next session. So
really?
The tech kids, the tech students on all the tech sides are around because they have a session that goes, they call it the June session. Or July session maybe. So they're here. So that makes it feel a little bit more normal. But there was about 2 weeks in June when we were finished on the College of Business, Occupational Professions, all those health side. And tech side was finished, and it was people taking vacations. I was gone for about 5 days. I pulled in at one point and there was like 3 cars in the parking lot. That was it. So it felt really weird, to be honest.
No, I bet. Because I know when obviously it's fall quarter or spring quarter, winter quarter, things like that. The campus is, the campus.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel because I know when we would be finished doing an episode at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock where there's nobody there. The parking lot is also just empty. And I'm like, well, this is weird.
It is weird.
This is not normal.
Yeah, it is weird. We are very, I know we've talked about it, this is episode 18, probably in every episode, we're very unique and very niche and very specific on things that we do. And when it hits 3 o'clock, everybody is pretty much out and going out and doing their things, whether that's athletes on their fields and courts and whatever. You guys doing the drifting car things, people having jobs, people living off campus. It gets pretty quiet really fast if you, as you've noticed in your first year. So yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, it's going good. What about you, man? You enjoy being home?
Yeah, no, it's definitely weird because, I would say my parents did a very good job of making me prepared to be an adult whenever I turned 18. So whenever I went to college, I was totally fine. A lot of my friends would either get homesick or they would, not feel comfortable being, on campus for that long of a period of time. So now that I'm back, it's weird. I'm it's kind of a weird, kind of mental trip where I'm ready to be out and in the real world. And out at campus, but then again, it's good to be back. It's good to see the family.
Yeah.
Good to see, friends, family now that I'm back. Cause when I would be back home or back at UNOH, I would only ever be home for the breaks. So the Christmas break and the Halloween or things like that. Oh, we don't have a Halloween break.
No, we don't really have a Halloween. We basically go the whole fall is straight through until Thanksgiving. And then obviously the month of December, but
yeah, for anybody listening, that's kind of how a cool thing that our breaks work is. It's, if I remember correctly, our break for winter starts a couple days before Thanksgiving, and then you don't come back until a couple days after New Year's. So that's a solid chunk of time.
Basically, we have the whole month of December off, pretty much.
For the most part, yeah.
So I usually, and when I talk to, when I'm recruiting, the golf girls or talk to anybody that's looking to come to UNOH, when they talk about how the schedule works in the quarter system, which is also something that we can kind of mention as a future plan here. But, you get Thanksgiving to the first of the year. So that replaces for a lot of us the summer off, mainly because we do have a summer quarter that you can take classes. And a lot of students do take classes in the summer just to stay on track and, try to basically graduate and get out as and into the real world, if you will, as soon as possible. Some people like yourself, you don't take classes in the summer, which you don't have to. but we do have that option of an 8-week summer quarter that is basically the same as all the other quarters. So, and all of our faculty teach in the summer as well. So,
well, and I think that's a really good opportunity for those who want to get ahead, can actually get ahead.
Yeah.
So like if you're somebody that wants to graduate a little earlier, then you can still lock in and get your stuff done over the summer. So
correct.
It's easier for them.
And most of those would be like a traditional, quote unquote, traditional student like yourself, not on a traditional sports team like our baseball team or soccer team. Mainly because the eligibility, you would have 4 years. You don't want to get rid of that. But if you're a traditional student, let's say that's in our business program, you can actually graduate in 3 years with your bachelor's degree, which again, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a unique thing that we have to offer if you want a full load every quarter. So again, we do have a contingency of students that do that. And then a lot of them will use the summer just to maybe take one less class during a sports season, or, they want to, have a lighter course load in the winter quarter. So they'll take 2 classes in the summer. A lot of our students for eligibility purposes, or the laundry list is pretty long. We did make a change, though. I know it's on our list that all of our summer classes are online. So we're not having any in-person classes this summer, which is the first time we've done that as well, which is...
Oh, really?
So that's been a little weird just because there's even nobody in the building.
Well, yeah, if the teachers don't have to be there.
No.
So how has that been? How's that been flowing?
We're 6, 7, we started on the 2nd. So 6 days into the quarter. I think it was received very well for just the ease of, students not having if they want to take a class that's only offered in person, then they would have to find somewhere to stay in Lima for the summer. You kind of eliminate that and they can take all of their classes, even if, they might be an international student or maybe not eligible to take online classes, which we do have requirements for that. They can basically get waived all of those waivers, if you will, and they can take things online. Now, again, it's the number of students participating in these classes. It's, a quarter of what usually happens, as far as like 25%, if you will, of our traditional quarters. But still, it gives them an option, again, like you said, to keep going. And if they want to graduate in 3 years, they can. So,
yeah. And the next thing that we have on our kind of, script that we want to follow, it says the golf season roundup.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about that, so I will let you, have that.
So golf.
I don't know anything about golf.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
That's fine. Golf is a fall and a spring sport. So we play a season in the fall during August, September, and some into October. But our main season is in the spring, which goes March, April, and into May. And for those of you that, haven't listened to any of these before, I did venture into the golf world as the women's golf coach this year, and we actually had a super successful year. We won the league championship. Hold on now.
Yeah. There we go. Look at that.
That's right. So we won the league championship and we made it to nationals.
Really?
Yeah. Which...
That's sick.
Yeah, nationals. It was up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, at a really nice course called Eagles Crest, which it was a great experience. We had really bad weather. It stormed 2 of the days, so everything kind of, if you don't know, you can't really play golf when it's storming. So basically,
what happens in that scenario? Does it get delayed, or does it, different day?
So they delayed it as long as they could, which one of the days that we were there, we were supposed to tee off. We were supposed to start in the morning, and they kept delaying it. We finally never played any holes, and they finally, it was around 8:00 at night, they finally were like, we can't do this anymore. We're just going to have to push everything to the next day. And then they kind of shrunk it all together. So
you waited until 8 p.m.
So
That's wild.
we sat around it was almost 12 hours, which again, doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but at a golf course where there's really nothing to do other than play golf, it was miserable.
Yeah. Well, that definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, but it was a cool experience. Again, I think we finished somewhere in the bottom half as far as like teams, as far as we rank. We didn't make the cut, which means we didn't make it to like the final stage.
Sure.
But again, it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. It turned out way better than I thought. And I technically officially agreed to do it this coming year. So they invited me back. So
that's cool. So you're probably hoping for similar results next year.
I think so. We have three girls coming back from this past year. And then I have 4 new freshmen coming in. So I'll have 7 total.
Sick.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It'll be good. It'll be good. What about you? I want to hear about your car stuff because I know you've been tinkering.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely been a rough road with this car because when I tell you that nothing in that car actually fits with the car, I freaking mean it. So as I've told you before, for anybody listening who knows cars and knows a little bit about drift cars, it's a Nissan 240SX chassis. But then one of the past owners swapped it with a small block 302 from a Mustang. And then the transmission is a T5 transmission from a Fox body. So I know I probably just spoke gibberish to you. You have no idea what I mean.
I would say as much as you didn't know what I was talking about with the golf tournament, I'm going to flip it and say I had no idea what the heck you were just talking about. I mean, I get the gist, but I'm like, what?
So think about it. If it's a Nissan car, it has a Nissan engine with Nissan parts and things like that. But this car is a Nissan chassis with a Ford motor. I think the alternator is from a Chevy. The fuel pump or the power steering pump is from a Volvo. So
how? Okay, serious question. Like, how does that all it all just works together regardless?
No, it does not work half the time. I'll be honest, it doesn't work.
Okay.
I've tried a bunch of different things. And so basically what I'm trying to do now is I'm having an issue where the starter, basically when you turn your key, it activates something called a starter, which touches something called the flywheel. And basically there's a little bit of an issue where they're not grinding together.
Oh, okay. I can see that being a problem.
So I think what the issue is when I turn the starter on, either it's not getting enough power or maybe the solenoid isn't acting correctly. But basically when the teeth are supposed to come out and then sync with it and then rotate the flywheel. But I think what's happening is the starter is coming out to here and then trying to start it because it's I hear a really aggressive grinding sound. So I still have to get under there and see if it's a starter issue or if my flywheel is just getting chipped and it's not starting, which would suck because then I would have to drop the whole transmission, but that's a whole other whole other can of worms.
And ironically, when I got back from nationals, my wife has a Chevy Traverse, and it wasn't starting. And so I get back on a Thursday night. I try to jump it to my car. Nothing happens. I'm like, okay, this can't be good. Long story short, there's some security computer system that basically reads when the key fob is in the car, around the car for it to start, is basically not working. So they rebooted, they redid, they did everything I guess they could. We had to get it replaced. That was $1,000 of nonsense. And then the purge valve went out or something like that. I don't even know what that is.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Exhaust something. I don't know. I
mean, there could be a couple of different things I could think of.
Yeah.
But,
all I know is every time something else is wrong with it, I'm like, oh my goodness, how much is this going to cost?
Right. But yeah, so long story short, progress is being made very slowly. It's very hard because a lot of my friends who have come and, work on the car and help me out with a couple of things, they're also what do you want me to do here? There's not it's as I said, the whole car is entire, it's a Frankenstein build. So everything is just mushed together and it somehow works sometimes. So funny story, I actually do have the car listed on Marketplace. So if anybody randomly swipes up and is hey, I'll buy it, then all right, whatever. Then you can have it.
Is this the car you're supposed to be bringing to campus and letting me drive in?
Yeah. As of right now, it is that is the plan. Hold on, I'll find.
I'm gonna be honest with you and say something that doesn't make me feel any more comfortable about this whole drift car situation.
Well, obviously you're not going to get in it first lap.
Okay.
I'm going to be out there for a couple of times and getting a couple laps in, and then once I'm comfortable and once I understand what the car wants from me, then I'll, then we can.
So you're going to go do some stuff and then come get me.
Yeah, so you'll probably be you'll probably hop in like the second event or the third event that I'm with that
Are we
car.
still doing
So
this as
that
an episode?
I don't know yet. We might not.
That'd be hilarious.
So here, hold on.
Everybody,
Uh,
should that be an episode? Comment yes or
I
no.
think it should.
Should Mr. Gunder, Prof. Gunder, Coach Gunder get in this tiny little Nissan chassis, Ford
Here. Wait,
alternator?
here's it. Here is it on jack stands.
Oh, it's kind of cool looking.
So as you can see, it's carbureted, so it's got the air filter coming out the hood. Had to be custom, welded out, but that's with like the trunk open.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually really freaking cool. It just sucks.
Yeah, if you remember from our welcome back episode after Christmas break when I went to my brother's and he has a Corvette thing, something. Yeah.
Yeah, the C8.
Yeah. And that thing was loud inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, those cars, I don't know much about them, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding like a bunch of mufflers on the end because it is so loud that when you're sitting, like just standing next to it, like you have to scream to the person like right next to you.
yeah.
And I can't, and then like, and that's just like idling at like 2000 revs, like RPM.
That's crazy.
So think about just how deafening it'll be when it's like at 6,000 RPM drifting. But that's without the exhaust. So it'll obviously be a lot quieter once the exhaust is there. So it wouldn't be an issue, but we'll see. I might get the car sold before I even get to campus. So who knows?
So if you sell it, is there still something I can sit in and drive with you? And like,
oh yeah. So
you need like a selfie stick or something to be like,
right. Yeah. So as I said, it's on Marketplace. I'm not like actively trying to sell it, but if somebody just comes along and happens to offer me, a good price for it, then I'll be like, all right, whatever, you can have it.
Gotcha.
Because then I'll take that money and then I'll put it towards like another better drift car. So regardless, I'll have a drift car.
Okay.
I just don't know which car yet.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Alrighty, it's time for a pit stop.
I think it is. And look, I brought it in here.
Yes, he has it.
I do have it. I don't. Hold on. See, there she is. There it is. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. We're gonna have to do some new ones of these. We're running out.
Yeah, I got to make some more.
Oh boy.
Whenever I'm up there next.
I'll be interested in your answer to this.
Okay.
As someone in your situation where like, you're looking for the career, etc. But what's instantly a red flag with an employer or someone that you might be looking to work for someday? What's an instant red flag?
That's a good question. I think definitely one thing I look for is how long everybody else has been there. Because if I'm going to a company for something and then everybody around me has been working there for like 6 months, not even a year, then that means that I'm also probably going to be one of those people that comes and goes. Whether that be for managerial reasons or the pay is not good, or, whatever the reason that everybody else is leaving, is probably going to be the same reason that I will eventually leave. So like if it's a company that has a bunch of people there that have been there for years, because I know over here in Missouri, there's a local pub that I used to work at, and basically all of the guys there have been there for at least like 2 to 3 years, other than a couple teenagers. But so like that's a good environment. That's got people that will stick around. So I would say my answer is probably just reciprocating off the energy of all of the other employees that are there that aren't owners and seeing what they have to say.
Yeah, and interesting enough, my perspective, I've twice as old as you, so I've been out in the real world, 20 plus years. At this stage of my career, and as you'll find, things change of what you're looking for and what you want. My biggest red flag for anything, I don't micromanaging. I don't know if that's really the right word, but basically I could not work for a boss or somebody. I could not report to somebody, however you want to say it, that constantly is like, where are you? What are you doing? Like overmanaging, overbearing. You know what I mean? Like I don't micromanage. I can't deal with that.
like you want to be on like you got your job to do.
Correct.
You're just going to do your job. No need for them to be in your
Correct.
business.
And funny enough, Dr. Evans, who you know, and she's been on the podcast, is who I technically report to. When she first got hired, she met with all of the instructors, professors, and one of the questions I'll never forget that she asked was, you know, how much involvement did we want from her? Like, did we want to meet with her every week, every month, whatever the case may be? And she jokes about it. My response was something along the lines of, if I need you, I will find you. If I don't need you, you don't need to check up on me unless I'm not doing my job, basically. But,
Right.
and that was just me trying to be nice of saying, like, if you want me to do something, tell me what you want me to do, and then pretty much leave me alone and let me do it. Because I'm not at the stage right now to be, you know, quote unquote, clocking in and clocking out and checking in and checking out. And when am I doing this? When am I doing not? And that's not something. No.
That'd be annoying after a while.
Oh my
It's like
goodness.
just constant checkups.
And I've worked in places, I've worked in settings, worked for people that happened. And it's like mentally draining almost. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It just becomes too much. Like, ugh. It's probably why, like, me as a professor, as an instructor, as a coach, as a dad, as a quote unquote boss, like, I'm definitely not one of those. Like, if you need me, come see me. Just like with this, like, you want to run with this, dude, let's run with it. And if you need my help, if you need me to do something, let me know. If not, I'm going to put my trust in till you prove me otherwise, almost, you know?
Yeah. Alrighty. You want to do one more?
Yeah, we'll do one more. Okay. Be careful.
Okay.
What's something you would ban immediately if you could?
Ooh, something I could ban immediately. What do we mean by like ban? Like get rid of forever?
I don't know. What would you do?
Oh, you know what? This.
Okay.
Why are sun chips in a Pringles can?
I have never seen those.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know that. Why are they so little?
It's sun chips minis.
They are ruining
in a Pringles
my
can.
favorite chip.
You know what? This is my answer. I'm banning this forever.
I love Sun Chips.
Oh, I do too.
Especially
It's definitely up there with my top
garden
chips.
salsa is a good one.
Mhm.
Phenomenal.
My favorite one when I was little was the like the orange
Cheddar
bag,
cheese.
like the cheddar cheese. That's what it is.
100%.
That one was good. Honestly, I like all of them except for the green bag. What is that like garlic or something like
I
that?
don't even know.
And I know there's a green one, and that's the only one that I don't like.
Hmm.
Hold on, green sun chips.
You know what I will ban?
Oh, that French onion.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm all good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all good on
Okay.
that.
I would ban, just because it's annoying, the whole have AirPods in just throughout the day and doing stuff. You just have AirPods in. I just don't understand the whole I have AirPods, especially AirPods, just in my ear as I'm just around.
No, that is probably like my biggest pet peeve
I
with
hate it.
people is if I like start having a conversation with you and you still have your AirPods in, or like you don't at least like take one of them out to acknowledge that you're hearing what I'm saying, then it's like you're not engaged in the conversation. Like, because I know there's noise cancellations or transparency modes, so I know you can probably hear me just fine. But at least take them out so you can acknowledge that I am there.
Like, do we really need to be listening to music that much? Like, how did we get to the point where they always have to be in? I don't know.
Well, to answer that question, yes, I listen to music all of the time.
I do too. I listen to music, as you know, as I'm just in here.
Right. But if I'm in a public setting, then I don't have them on. Like if I'm in class, I don't have them on, or if I'm out and at Walmart or something, I don't have them in. For obvious like safety concerns, you should probably be aware of your surroundings. But if I'm in my car, if I'm in my room, I'm always listening to music. So I don't know. It's also just a very big pet peeve of mine. Like if I start having a conversation with you, at least just like, one ear out to acknowledge that I'm there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's just me.
Yeah, I would ban wearing AirPods when you're not listening to music. That's what I would ban. There it is.
Yep. Alrighty. All right, next thing we have on our list, graduation 2026. Congratulations to all of the 2026 UNOH
That's
graduates.
right. Congrats. Were you there? You were there. No, you weren't.
No, I was not. I was actually working that day.
Okay.
Funny story. So I work at the restaurant is called Q Barbecue and Fixin'. So
Oh,
it's a barbecue
you're right
restaurant
across the
that
street.
just yes, I was
Ah,
right across the street from it. And the funny story, I was actually working that day. I was in the kitchen, and then through the little kitchen window, I see it was Vanderbrook, Ms. Downing, and Mr. Pullman. It was them three all hanging out, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's Braden." And I was like, "Hey guys,
I was gonna go in with them, but I went home
yeah,
instead.
you should have.
I
I would have
know.
been. I was there.
I didn't know you were there, dude.
Yeah, well, that's where I work. So, but
Nice.
yeah, so during graduation, it was kind of cool because I would see, like we were pretty busy that day because like families
Mhm.
would come in, graduates still in their gown would show up,
Mhm.
um, and then obviously it was kind of funny to see, my three professors there. They were like, "Oh my God!" And then one of my managers, who was like in the front of the house,
Mhm.
we goes, "Is that your family, Dad?" No, you're like, "No, those are my professors at school," and they were like, "That's cool," and I was like, "Yeah, I know, my school's better than yours."
Yes, we beat you. I do love graduation. I think I talked about it one of the welcome backs I think we did for the spring quarter, that it's just the spring quarter is it's a mix of emotions, right? Because you're super
Hmm.
happy and like congratulations, but there's a handful every year that I'm like, man, I can't believe you're done. And then
Right.
our is a little different with us because we have so many, international students and so many students like yourself from pretty far away from Lima. We don't have a really big contingency of people from the surrounding area. Like when
You
we,
got Riley.
yeah, Riley, absolutely. But she's one of a few, you know what I mean? Like you would think a small place like us, we would have a whole bunch of Lima people, and we really don't. Um, so when we say goodbye, some of those it's like legitimately see you later, probably never ever again. So it's
Yeah.
sometimes especially for me, because I get emotionally attached to a handful of them, like it's sad sometimes. It really is. I mean, I'm super happy and proud of them and look forward to seeing their futures and what's going to happen. But there's also, there's also a side of me that's bummed and upset and sad that I'll miss
Hmm.
them, because some of them were really fun to be around and really great to have in the classes and whatnot. I mean, similar with you, it's not like, you're going to get a job in Lima. Probably you're probably going to go do cool stuff with drifting and go all over the country and the
Hmm.
world. That's awesome. But like, it'll be sad to say like goodbye. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
It,
can definitely
so
understand
it's,
that.
it's weird. And I got to sit up front for the first time with all the head
Oh
honchos. Oh
yeah, because
yeah.
you have the
Oh
the
yeah.
assistant dean. I didn't
Oh
think about that.
yeah. It was hot in the lights.
Did you speak?
Uh-uh.
No.
Not
Okay.
this time. Probably next time I'll have something to say, but no.
Who does do that?
Dr. Evans has a little speaking part. Dean Hobler, who I don't know if you've met him, he's the vice president of academic affairs. Obviously, Dr. Jarvis, our president, does a lot, and one of the tech and the deans on the technical side, they do a little spiel, and then they're the ones that shake everyone's hands and stuff. So
Oh, cool. Gotcha.
yeah, but it was good. It was a good day. It rained. We have two ceremonies, so we have one in the morning and then one in the afternoon, and it poured down rain in the afternoon one, which kind of was
Hmm.
a bummer. So, um,
Yeah, I was at work that day until like 4,
so
and I
you
was
saw,
like, oh yeah. So like when the rain started, I was like, God, I hope that they're all done by
yeah,
now,
they had they
because
had
that would.
they did, but you usually go congregate outside to take pictures and stuff, and we couldn't do it with the afternoon group, so that was kind of a bummer. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's all good.
it is.
Yeah. Alrighty. I know we already talked a little bit about the summer quarter
Yeah.
starting.
Yep.
We talked about how it's all online.
Yep.
Think about so it says UNOH sport marketing golf outing. So we
Yeah.
can talk a little bit more about
That's right. I
golf.
should have had a flyer ready, darn it. But for anyone
Wow,
listening, I
underprepared.
know, seriously. In September on the 26th, our sport marketing management program puts on a golf fundraiser where, if anyone knows, you play 4-person scramble. It's all day event. We provide lunch. You get a shirt, $75 to play, and all the donations, all the fundraising, all the whole sponsorships, all of the pretty much everything goes towards myself and the other instructor, Mrs. Etzkorn. We take a group of 10 to 12 students. Riley kind of brought it up when in the last episode when you guys were talking about, work experience and volunteer stuff and the internship things, and her going to Pittsburgh for the draft, and you going to the drifting things in Atlanta, and the other one, I can't remember.
Orlando,
that's right. But we take a group of students to work at the Super Bowl every year. So
that's so cool.
I know, it's pretty sweet. It's not the most beautiful work of ever. And I think Riley did bring up, like, it's not great. What we actually physically do is, grunt work basically. But, you did bring it up and I tell them the same thing, right? Like, this is a chance for you to create something. So if they tell us to go pick up trash, you better be the best trash picker-upper for those 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just turned 45 and I've been working here for almost 10 years. And there's times where I go and I work and I'm doing the same grunt work that the kids are. So, but in return, you get to put that you, just like you for the FD stuff and the drifting, and you get to put that you volunteered, worked, interned, for the Super Bowl, the largest one-day event in the United States for sure, if not the world, for a one-day sporting event. Like, it's massive. So,
I would definitely argue that the Super Bowl is the biggest sporting event in all of America.
Yeah.
So just even though if you did just grunt work, right?
For sure.
I think there was a clip on it that was posted where I said, like, even if you are just doing the grunt work, you need to have the mindset of, I'm going to do grunt work very well, like you just said, but also take it as an opportunity to meet people. Because if you're in the sport marketing and management degree, and I would imagine that would mean that you want a career in that umbrella at some extent.
You would think.
So if you're at the Super Bowl, there's a lot of people there, a lot of good people that you were able to meet. Not only cool fans, not only maybe a couple players, but there's so many possible employers that are there at that event. So I think if you're somebody who can actually go out there, shake hands, and meet people, then that grunt work could turn into a really cool career one day.
That's the plan. We've been doing this trip this will be our 9th trip. And so we have data, proof, whatever you want to call it, where students are graduating from our program, going out into the real world and going and doing interviews and, applying for jobs. And companies are asking about, oh man, you worked at the Super Bowl? You did a Super Bowl trip? Tell me more about that. So I know it's working, which will be why we'll continually do it as long as we can obviously raise enough funds, because it's back in Los Angeles again this year. So flights and staying in an Airbnb for around a week and renting a 15-passenger van during that time of year, it gets really expensive really fast. So
yeah, I believe it. But even if you don't like we're at the event, even if you don't like directly meet somebody to give you, a possible job opportunity, it like just to say worked at Super Bowl on your resume, that's already like such a black sheep, I would imagine, among everybody else.
Absolutely. And it's, if anything, as you'll learn, you're trying to get your resume pulled out of the stack of possibly thousands and put into you gotta stand out. Yeah, we need to meet this person's stack. So if putting that you did this gets you moved over into that stack, then, our event, what we're doing is working. So it's our biggest fundraiser that we do. So anybody that's interested, that's listening, if you want to play golf in September on the 26th, or want to be a whole sponsorship sign, or want to donate in any way, shape, or form, we can share obviously that information, or, reach out to me or send me an email or find me on any social media that there is and say I'm interested, and I'd be happy to have a conversation. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty. We got pit stop. Let's do it. Middle drawer.
Here it comes.
All right.
A skill that'll matter way more than people think.
Oh my God. Showing up. For the love of God, showing up. Just on time, showing up, just being present. Not a lot of people understand how much value there is to literally just being present. God, I don't know. That's a personal thing for me. Like, I like I have gotten like personally so many opportunities, so many
Mhm.
connections by literally just being in the right room at the right time.
Dude,
I didn't really do anything. The guy that I met didn't really do anything, but just because I was there, it led to
I
something.
mean, how many?
Even though there was really no purpose of me really being there.
Yeah.
I'm a very show up early, leave late kind of guy.
Mhm.
So I've been to a lot of events before where I stayed way later than I probably should have, helping clean up or, helping tear down with whatever I'm doing. And then I meet a bunch of great people through that. You know what I mean? So that's 100% my answer is just the value in literally just showing up and showing up on time and being of use. I don't know. That's just me.
Ironically, I wish Riley was here right now. If she's listening, she can chime in. But my number one expectation, I call them expectations for my students in any one of my class, and number one is show up.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
But here's the thing: we think it's a joke. It's really not, because if you don't show up, nothing else can happen. I can't help you anymore. I can't be a reference for you because I have nothing to base any of my information off of. Fill in the blank. I can't do anything for you if you don't show up. Lou Holtz, if you know who he is, he was a football coach for a very long time. He coached Notre Dame, actually. I wish I knew what the saying was right away off the top of my head, but there's something about, it says 90% of the battle is just showing up. If you can do that, you could probably figure out almost the rest, right? But just going, how many times do you say, man, I'm so glad I went. Oh man, I'm so glad I went. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Oh man, glad I answered this random guy's email back in September that said, are you interested in doing a pod? I mean, if you wouldn't have responded and then showed up when I said we'd have a meeting, this would never happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
and another good example is my involvement with the Drift Club.
That too.
Because the story behind that is that, so I'm one of the 5 leaders in the Drift Club, and the 5 of us were picked out by the previous leaders because we were the ones who showed up the most and were the most helpful. Mm-hmm. So it was almost entirely because I showed up super early to help set up track and I stayed super late to help tear down the track. I was a rememberable face, and now I'm one of the leaders in the club. So that's 100% my answer. Is a lot of people, my age and younger and older, sometimes don't understand the value of literally just being there. I can't freaking stress it enough.
I'm with you. All right. We're at 40 minutes, dude, which I didn't even think we'd have enough to do like 20 minutes.
Wow.
So let's jump into the next thing where we're going to look at the upcoming rule of 5. So I'm going to lean on you for this because I know you're involved, with the first 2 for sure. But on our College of Business episode, that'll be coming up here in a couple weeks. We have Vivian, who I know you mentioned started on the applied technology side and then transitioned to college business. So you want to give a little heads up about that one?
Yeah, so it'll be kind of a cool, because as you said, she started at the tech side, and then I'm pretty sure she graduated the tech side, finished all of that, and then I think is either currently a business student or just recently graduated business student. So she was able to see and live the tech side and the business side and understanding, because I'm pretty sure she has the love for automotive and car related things, but then she also now knows the business side of, social media or, running a business and things like that.
And that's another adjustment and change that we have. So for anyone interested, UNOH, we do have the tech side, which is obviously world renowned, and the drifting and the NASCAR and the monster truck and all that cool stuff. Now we have a really big pathway if you want to do that 2-year program. Then we have a 2-year program in motorsports marketing. So that's probably, I'm assuming, what she's either doing or did, that she did her 2-year degree, and then you can do a 2-year degree on top of it and have your bachelor's in motorsports marketing as well, along with sports marketing and regular marketing and business administration. But still, that's a pretty unique, thing that we have to offer.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard a lot of tech students say that they wish they understood more about the running a business side of things, because the drivers, if you're a driver or if you're a mechanic or you want to go into racing, racing doesn't exist without the business side, right? Like
Nothing.
if there's no social media to run it, if there's no management part of it, then obviously you can't go racing, right? So the business side is the building blocks to get you on track. So that's the part that not a lot of people, have learned yet, so
Correct.
that they, continue into the business side to understand that side.
And we utilized our community, our employer partners to kind of tell us that. So, we would have a job fair, for example, and we go talk to, someone that's trying to recruit a mechanic for a company. I don't even know a company. Toyota wants a mechanic. They call them wrench turners
Sure.
when they go over there. And we kind of pitched this idea, like, what if that same mechanic / wrench turner also knew how to run your social media? Would that be valuable to you? And it was one of those moments where you felt like their head exploded. They're like, oh my gosh, if we had somebody that knew the tech side and everything that we're doing, also be able to run our social media, that would be the best thing ever. We're one of one that can do that. So yeah. So that'll be,
I think that fills a very big gap.
Yes.
That a lot of employers are looking for. Like, that is another way that you can be that black sheep in the thousands of resumes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, if you have that, obviously I know how to turn wrenches, I can fix anything, but I can also make content and help promote your business, then that's a whole other, scale.
So I'm really interested in that one because I don't know who this girl is, and I'll be interested in hearing her story to help kind of solidify our thoughts of making those 2+2 programs. So that's cool. So on the applied technology side, this is another one, Parker Broom, who's our off-road club director. Is that?
I believe he's the president. Yes.
There you go. So you'll be interviewing him as well.
Yep. So, one of the goals of this podcast is to have one episode summarizing, every degree, every sport, but also every single club. So this will kind of be the off-road club episode. So hopefully by the end of the episode, you viewers have a better understanding on what the off-road club is, what they do, how to join, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Athletics episode. So Adam Spires, basically is the individual that runs our indoor athletic complex, which is called the IAC. It's across the street. Ironically, I think was either a Staples or an Office Max factory something distribution hub before UNOH bought it and turned it into what we have in there today. So he's going to join us, which I think will be cool because our indoor athletic complex is, I don't think people, if you drive by that building, I don't think you really can visualize what actually is in there. I don't know if you've ever been in there before, but we have rock.
Which one?
The IAC, where like the weight room is, and
I've been
rock, we have a rock climbing wall, our golf.
I want to do that so bad.
Our golf simulator and our our golf program, our golf training facilities in there. Obviously, the weight room, treadmills, ellipticals. We have hot tubs for faculty. There's all kinds of things that he can dive into. Again, just like you said, the goal and idea of this was to shine the light on things that maybe people don't have an idea that we have, and that's another one.
Right.
So, and then what about that last one? What's that say?
That last one, I'm a little iffy on this one.
Yeah, I don't know about it either.
This was kind of a spitball idea. What is it? Is that Gunder? Gunder?
Yeah,
Gunder.
Gunder.
Like, with the sport management degree.
Oh!
That sounds boring. I don't want to do that.
That's me.
Sounds horrible.
That's me.
Mr. Gunder on episode 5 of this go around talking about the sport management degree. So obviously that's your chance to plug the most you can. That will be the sport marketing and management episode. So that is your time to shine to put as much light on that degree as possible.
Look out, people. That one could go for a couple hours.
Hey, we can go for long. I'll cut it down. It'll be a 1-minute episode.
That's
It'll
right.
be me introducing it and then me doing the outro. That's the episode.
As our random one we just kind of came up with is pushing 46 minutes. Yeah, that's right.
Right. Alrighty. Let's do one more pit stop and then we can wrap this episode
All
up.
All right. Would you rather always be slightly sweaty or slightly itchy?
Where am I itchy and where am I sweaty? Like just everywhere, itchy everywhere, and sweaty everywhere.
How about your back?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I think I would go sweaty, and here's why. if I know that there are things out there that you can buy where it's like a body vest that is really cold. It's like a cooling vest.
I have a cooling
So
blanket
if,
at home.
right. So if my back is always sweaty, then I will just have that on, and hopefully it will, cancel out a little bit of the sweat.
Ironically,
Or, cool me down a little bit.
I am both really itchy right now because I got a little bit too much sun in the last couple of days, especially over the weekend. And I am like, I'm 6'5", 270 pounds. So I'm like always weirdly sweaty. So
Yeah.
both of them.
I've never really been a big sweater,
Yeah.
really.
I'm both right now, and it's pretty annoying. So I don't know. I'd probably rather be.
Your answer to the question is yes.
Both of them suck, basically.
Both. Yes.
Oh, shoot.
All right, one more.
Too funny. Okay, one more. Only eat hot food cold or cold food hot.
Okay, so I'm thinking you can eat hot food cold, right?
Yeah, like
'Cause you can have
leftovers.
like a cold chicken or something.
Yeah.
But how can you have cold food warm? Because it would just melt.
Yeah, that's gross. I'm gonna choose warm food cold because cold food that turns into hot is disgusting. Like a drink, ugh. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I'm thinking drinks. I'm thinking ice cream.
Yeah, melted ice cream's terrible. What about those ice, the flavor ices that you have to cut the top and then it's like mush, you know what I mean? It's ice and they're like purple orange and they come in the bag. Like ices.
Oh, ices?
Yeah, those things are awful when they're warm.
Dude, I have a personal beef with ices. I could never get behind like snow cones.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, ices is different than snow cones.
I mean, they're kind of the same thing, but
they're like slushies, I think.
Yeah.
But like whenever I see a snow cone truck, I have never been able to get behind snow cones, and here's why. Since like you, the customer, are the one who pours how much syrup they want. Either A, I don't pour enough and I'm just eating ice, or 2, I put too much and I'm just drinking syrup. Not one time that I've gotten snow cones has it been the actual good intended mix to the point where you enjoy it.
I would justifiably join this argument with you and say a snow cone is one of the most overrated treats
100%
ever created.
I think it would be so much better if in the truck there was a button where it would dispense at like the correct amount of syrup,
for sure.
So that it's not too much ice or too much syrup, so that depending on the size of the cup that you buy, it gives the appropriate amount of syrup. But
we have a portable one that drives around to sporting events and stuff in our area. And one time we were I don't even know what we were doing. We were watching like my cousin or nephew's baseball game or something. And my daughter at the time was like, she was 3 or 4 and wants a snow cone. Okay, cool. We'll go get you one. She wanted to put like every flavor on there because it looked funny, and then didn't eat it and like it because it tasted bad. So ever since then, ain't happening.
Yeah.
Not having a snow cone. And I don't like them anyway. So.
Yep. Alrighty, well, let's wrap this episode up. Is there anything else I know there was a couple topics that we weren't able to get to, but
yeah, I mean, really, the only
is there?
I would say the only real things that anyone might be interested in is, we do have fall orientation at the end of July, and then our fall quarter starts September 14th. So if there's still anybody out there that's maybe unsure and wants to kind of look into UNOH, there's still time. You can come to an orientation, you can come do a visit, take a peek at what we have to offer, and it's never too late, to come be a racer. So anyone that's listening that might be interested in some of the stuff we talked about, feel free to reach out and we can put you in touch with the right people. But yeah.
Perfect.
That's all I really got, brother.
Alrighty. Thank you, man. I really appreciate your time. This was fun. I like these online episodes. This was good. I like this.
Another, you know what? We're kind of spitballing ideas around here. This wasn't that bad. So
yeah, we wanted to, continue making content throughout the summer. So this might be our way of doing it. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. So this is coming out soon, and then the one with Braden and who was it? Vivian will be out in a couple weeks, and then Braden will hopefully be back, and we might do one in person. We'll see what happens, but yeah, thanks everyone for listening, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. Alrighty. See you guys.
See you, bud.